Okay, proclamations and events. We did declare May 30th Francophone Day in City Cornbrook, and we had a flag raising. And we do have two upcoming proclamations. Of course, June is Recreation Month, and you will see a number of initiatives coming forward. I had the pleasure of going up to Active Tots on Thursday and seeing some of the young kids and parents and grandparents, and they helped me sign in crayon proclamation for Recreation Month. As well, June, of course, is Pride Month. Now, we usually celebrate Pride Week in September when the university gets back in place, but pretty much everywhere else in the world it's in June. So we will be doing that tomorrow. We have a flag raising for Pride Month. So very exciting time. Recreation update. Some more information about what's going on for Recreation Month. Councillor Buckle.
Yes, Mr. Mayor, COVID-19 epidemic has greatly impacted recreation and leisure for many people across our province. The City of Cornbrook has recognized this and to encourage citizens to get active and improve their overall well-being. The City will support Recreation Newfoundland's June is Recreation Month campaign, as well as Participation Action's Community Better Challenge. June is Recreation Month has been supported by the City of Cornbrook for many years, providing fun contests and activities for all ages. Recreation Newfoundland and Labrador declared June as Recreation Month to draw public attention to the important benefits and values of recreation for individuals, families, and communities. Recreation incorporates all of the activities that bring happiness and wellness to our families, improving mental, physical, emotional, and social well-being. As part of June, Recreation Month, City recreation staff will have a number of activities and contests available for the public to participate in, which prizes valued up to $1,500. Keep an eye to our social media for details that will be released June 1st, including a daily activity calendar for the month of June. Participation Action Community Better Challenge. The Participation Action Community Better Challenge is a physical activity initiative that encourages Canadians to get active in search of Canada's most active community. The City of Cornbrook has signed up for this challenge and has asked residents to download the Participation Action app or register on the Participation Action website to track their activity minutes for June. It hopes to make Cornbrook Canada's most active community. 50 finalist communities from across the country will be chosen to compete for a $100,000 grand prize, and prizes will also be awarded to top municipality in each province. Through a grant from Participation Action, the City is offering free older adult fitness classes with Nora Lonergan for the month of June to inspire people to get out and to be active for the Community Better Recreation Challenge. Pre-registration is required. There will also be additional Active Tots sessions throughout the month and drop-in sports sessions available for all ages. Additional details will be available on the City of Cornbrook and Cornbrook Civic Center social media pages. The Hippo Camp wheelchairs. Last year, the City of Cornbrook Recreation Department purchased 3 Hippo Camp wheelchairs to improve accessibility recreation in the city. One of these chairs is for the exclusive use at the splash pad, while the other 2 are available for us on variable terrain. The 2 all-terrain chairs will be available for public use as of Tuesday, June 1st, and can be accessed by calling 637-1232 or emailing jparsons@cornerbrook.com. And the washrooms are now open in Margaret Bowater Park and Bartlett's Point Park for patrons to utilize throughout the day. Hours operation will be from 8 a.m. to 7 p.m. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. A lot of good information there. Oh, moving right along. Councillor Granter, we have lovely word asphalt inspection.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Background to this, the City of Cornbrook requires inspection services for the 2021 asphalt paving season. These services comprise on-site inspections, reporting, and quality assurance of the construction. Staff recommend option 1, that the council of the city of Corner Brook approves the consultant fee proposal from DMG Consultants Limited in the amount of $46,598, HST included, for consulting services related to asphalt paving program 2021 inspection services, and that the following motion be supported. Be it resolved that the council of the city of Corner Brook approve the consulting fee proposal from DMG Consultants Limited in the amount of $45,816, HST included, for consulting services related to asphalt paving program 2021 inspection service. So moved, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you very much. Seconder on that.
Second that.
Thank you. Questions on this one?
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead.
Question, Mr. Mayor, I guess. We've been doing this now for the last 8 years, at least that I can remember. And I think we've probably spent close to $500,000 for these people. But I've never had a report back from them as to the quality, the mix, what kind of problems they're having. Is there anything we can do better? Blah, blah, blah.
Yep.
So what I'm asking is, can we get a report back to the director and the chair of that committee?
Sure.
Just to look at their next meeting and just to see if there's anything we can do better to be more cost effective with our pavement.
Yep. And Mr. Charters, correct me if I'm wrong, they do like actively supervise the contractor as they are doing their work. So similar to normal inspection services for a construction contract. Is that correct? Okay.
Mr. Mayor, in the absence of the report, I think that's a great idea. And we had instances since we've been doing this kind of work, having these services performed by the consultant, whereby a piece of work has been done throughout a season, and the consultant has determined that the materials were not appropriate, or wasn't laid properly, or whatever it might be, and the contractor would have had to go back and replace asphalt in any of our summers or seasons past, based on the work done by the consultants.
Mr. Charters?
Through you, Mr. Mayor. Not that I'm aware of, but I've only been here for 4 years. I don't know, Dowie Burton. Yeah.
He's there on Park Street a number of years back, right in front of New City Hall there, that had to be replaced because it didn't meet spec.
It happens.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, yes.
One of the things also, a little update is we're paying $45,000, a little over $45,000 this year. That's one of the lowest in the last 3 years. In 2018, we paid $65,000. 2019, we paid $65,000 in 2018, $69,000 in 2019, and $78,000 last year. So
It probably adds up
It's
over
good.
to $500,000.
yeah, so
Great news.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay.
good.
Any other questions on that? Okay.
Thank you.
All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Counterminded? Carried. Excellent. And Councillor Carey, moving right along to asphalt paving program itself.
Mr. Mayor, the City of Corner Brook has requested bids to replace asphalt and do road repairs throughout the city. Numerous roads around Corner Brook are in need of intensive repair and new asphalt. There is an assessment completed by staff to determine a street rehabilitation program. Tenders for the asphalt program 2021 through 13, I am assuming that's correct, closed on May 20th, 2021, with the following two bids. Marine Contracting 1.33246, HST included. Edward Collins Contracting Limited 1.381426, HST included. Therefore, be it resolved that the City of Corner Brook award the tender to Marine Contracting Incorporated for a tender price of $1.330246, HST included, for the asphalt program 2021-13. I so move, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you. Seconder?
I'll second it.
Seconded. Okay, questions on this item?
Looks like we're getting a real good deal.
It seems that way, yes. Question?
Yeah, Mr. Mayor, I got a question. It's related somewhat to this, since this looks at the asphalt paving. And I don't want to go, because I can speak, or we can all speak about the roads in Corner Brook that need asphalt this season, but there's only so much that can be done. But was there follow-up done on the piece of road next to the shopping drug mart down there? Because all over social media you hear it and you see it all day long, and I've driven by it and gone down in the holes there as well. So I know there's some issue and dispute that's been ongoing for numerous years with regard to ownership of that particular piece of road, whether it's the cities, whether it's the provincial government, whether it's the some owner of the building there on the lot. So what follow-up do we have? Because I believe the question was asked earlier this spring, and it's all over social media again. So where are we to with that? Have we come to a resolution? Is there something in sight? Because it's not the only spot around the city, but it's a dangerous spot. I'd like to get an update on that for the residents of Cornwall.
And I won't be able to speak to, I guess, the measure, but I can tell you just more clearly, the city definitely is not responsible for that area, like not even anywhere close to it. The area in question, we are very confident that it belongs to the province. It is part of that area there next to the arterial route. We're very confident in that. That said, to your point, I don't know, staff, if you have any idea, Mr. Cumby?
No, we have, the information you gave is basically what we have. We've pulled all the surveys and we've gone through some archival records, and to the best of our determination, that is provincial land, and we pretty much guaranteed that is provincial land as part of the old railhead services there that was going through. And we don't own it, and it becomes a problem for us every year, and we had contemplated, I guess, paving it this year and saying that would be the end of it for us, and asking, the province to take responsibility going forward. So.
Well, is that something that we'd, again, I don't know, do we incur any, I'm all in favor of taking the bull by the horns on this. I think we're all pretty fed up with trying to get someone to take care of it, but.
We could possibly send a bill to the province. It's very unlikely that they would pay it, but however, we could go ahead and in our patching budget, Mr. Burden has all the prices for this, and we're ready to go at a moment's notice. We can just put it on a program.
Okay.
So the city, we plow that particular section of road. We don't plow it, so the province plows it. So
And I don't
does
know
the city
how,
plow
we don't plow it.
it in the winter now? So we don't plow it, so the province will plow it. Or a contractor must be doing it for the owner of the building.
The adjacent building, yeah.
Contractor
I
does
can't
it for the mall.
contract, I
So the
think.
contractor does it for them all. Okay.
Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
If we were to do it and send a bill to the province, what liability would we have as a city if something were to go wrong and someone was to tear up a tire or beat the front end on their car off or some of those things like that? Would it be any liability back to the city, or could we send it on to the province?
Mr. Cumby?
I don't know, there wouldn't be any liability, in my opinion, on that. If we continuously took control of it and we continuously paved it over a number of years, then we sort of, it's almost like reverse squatters' rights, that we would have possibly get ourselves involved with something like that. But to pave it one time, given that we have a history of communicating with the province and letting them know that this is not our road, I don't foresee any legal problem with that.
Mr. Burton, do you look into this already, and do we have an idea how much it would cost to do that?
I did, Your Honor, but I don't have the number
Okay.
here tonight.
Okay.
No, I'm okay.
Just,
Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
Mr. Mayor, I'm glad the issue was raised, because I was under the impression that whoever owns the mall owned that particular piece of property as well. So I'm glad it's clarified for the public.
It's very tricky. Right there where that pothole is, it seems, is really near the property border.
Yes.
Most of the road itself belongs to private owners. Definitely not the city. We don't own anything on that side of the Lewin there. Yeah.
and Mr. Mayor, we hear from, I say, certain people all the time about how bad the roads are in Cornbrook. With this, if we approve this tonight, this council is after being approved over $7 million for paving in the city since being elected. So yeah, everybody got potholes. We can't afford to fill in every pothole around. So I think we're doing an excellent job on the money that we're after spending here so far.
Yeah. Do we have any idea of scale of magnitude here in terms of costs? Mr. Burton,
I'm going to put Mr. Burden on the...
put him on the hot seat. Come on, how much is that patch, Donnie?
But I would think it'd be less than $10,000.
I'm just quickly looking at what Marine's price was per square
Per ton?
meter.
Can I make a comment? on
Yes,
that?
go ahead, sorry.
My concern would be, what are we looking at doing? Are we looking at fixing it, or are we looking at paving it? Because if we pave it, 2 months down the road, we're gonna be right where it is now. I mean, obviously there's some issue underground there. So, you know, when we're talking about, are we talking about fixing it, or are we just talking about paving it?
Okay.
There you go. Okay, there you go. Come on,
No,
engineer.
We'd fix it. Putting asphalt in there is no different than putting the gravel in there. It's just gonna come back out. There's obviously a soft spot there.
Yes.
Probably sawdust or some kind of clay material that, once it gets wet, it fails. So we'd be looking at cutting out the section. It's not a very big section, and sub-excavating, probably putting a little bit of rock in and then paving over it to fix it
Okay.
right.
Yeah, I agree with that. It doesn't make any sense to pave. Really.
Okay. And Councillor Stapen, do you have a question?
Yeah, no, I was just going to say, Mr. Mayor, for somebody who's lived there from 1987 to 2005, I think I can tell you a little bit about those potholes. The Deputy Mayor is absolutely correct. We can patch that and pave it, and it's been patched many times. There's structural issues of under the ground, under surfacing and so on. In order to do that properly, that needs to be really dug up and refilled, more Class A, whatever. But, you know, but I think the problem with that particular spot is that most people in Cornbrook think it's the city of Cornbrook. Nobody thought that it was Fortis, or nobody thought it was Shoppers Drug Mart or anybody. Most people said it was either the city or the province.
Mr. Mayor, I can remember calling Councillor Granter when he was the,
Absolutely.
many a time to say, listen, we got complaints down there,
Yeah.
take care of it or something.
Okay.
Just another note on that, you know, speaking to the Deputy Mayor's point, I've already filled that in about 2 years ago with pavement to Mass counties, and, you know, by the fall, it was in bad shape again, so you had to take it up and remediate it.
Yeah. Well, may I suggest that we, sounds like there's broad support for us doing something there unless it's outrageously expensive. Is this something that we can ask that that we put under the discretion of our Public Works team to treat it like a patch? Or like we would our normal road maintenance, I mean, and incorporate it into our maintenance program for this year? Does that sound amenable to anyone?
Yeah, I guess my question is, what happens if a small job becomes a big job? Which we don't know what's there. It's been
Yeah.
years that it's just been, right?
Yeah. Well, let's bring it back next meeting then. Can we do that?
Yeah,
Prepare an estimate?
I would like an estimate, not that we're not going to do something with it, I'm sure, but
Yeah.
if we surface it or we go deeper, like what happens if it becomes a monster?
I'd even personally be willing to cost share it with the province if it became an issue.
Yeah, but will the province become
Well.
on board with us? That's the question.
We'll see. But yeah, a lot of our residents do complain about it.
Yeah, absolutely, and it should be done.
Okay. Okay, so back to, I guess, the motion. We still have the paving contract, right? On here. Any other questions on that? Prices are relatively good, it seems, this year, so. And Mr. Park, I assume that if we have the financial capabilities, we will buy additional quantities to match our budget?
Yes, that's the expectation, yes.
Okay, excellent. Okay. I'll call the question. All those in favor? Contraminded? Carried. Deputy Mayor, we have another project, this one that the province is paying for, Elizabeth Street.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. The City of Cornbrook has requested bids to upgrade the pump station on Elizabeth Street. The Department of Transportation and Infrastructure has conducted an evaluation of the City of Cornbrook's Elizabeth Street water pump house to identify upgrading requirements in support of the new long-term care facility and the acute care hospital. That study has identified cost of required improvements at approximately $614,000. This project is 100% funded by the government of Newfoundland and Labrador, and the city has been asked to undertake the project on behalf of the Department of Transportation and Infrastructure. The tenders for the Elizabeth Street Pump Station upgrade contract number 2021-11 closed on May 26, 2021, with the following three bids received. Rodco, RODCO Mechanical, 214 Limited, $535,900, HSC included. Western Pump Services, $578,686.67, HSC included. And finally, Brook Construction, 2007 Inc., $616,400, HSC included. Be it resolved that the Council of the City of Corner Brook award the tender to Rodco Mechanical 2014 Limited for the tender price of $535,900, HSC included, Elizabeth Street Pump Station upgrade 2021-11. I so move.
Thank you.
Second, Mr. Mayor.
Seconded. Questions on this one? I have a question. Mr. Charters, who funds overages?
The province.
The province. That's the right answer. You win. Thank you.
Bingo.
Score a goal.
Any other questions on that? Okay. All those in favor?
Aye.
Counterminded? Carried. Next, Councillor Granter, Supply of Equipment, new municipal street sweeper truck.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Current sweeper unit is not sufficient to meet the demands of sweeping the city streets. A second sweeper is required to meet the demands. Public Works and Wastewater tendered a new sweeper with the same specifications as our current unit. The tender closed on May the 12th, 2021, and all submitted bids are listed below. HST Extra. Saunders Equipment, $335,650. Joe Johnson Equipment, $332,264. It was determined upon review of the submissions that Joe Johnson Equipment did not meet the specifications and was therefore disqualified from being accepted despite the lower bid. Be it resolved that Corner Brook City Council accepts staff's recommendation to accept the bid of $335,650 HST Extra by Saunders Equipment for the supply of the new sweeper truck. So moved, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you. Seconder? Seconded right here. Questions on this item?
Where do we stand this year with the price of this one with the previous one that we tendered 2 years ago now, I guess it was. Was it 2 years ago we brought in the new sweepers?
No, the
Oh,
one
that was
we
different.
currently have is close to 10 years old.
Yes.
2 years ago was a smaller.
Oh, yeah, they were just the
Right, that's, okay,
Bobcats.
that's a smaller version, okay.
They were quite a bit cheaper than.
Right,
the-
yes. Okay, thank you.
Okay. Yes, go ahead.
To answer that question, Mr. Mayor, it's funny, I was looking at that today, and this sweeper today has cost $80,000 more than when we bought the one in 2013. So they're gone up quite a bit since.
It's not bad for 7 years.
Not bad for 7 years.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yes.
No, that's not too bad.
Okay.
We'll have one though.
Okay. And any timing on delivery on this? Because I understand there were some issues with.
Delivery right now is looking at late fall of this year.
Okay.
Hoping to push them to have it for leaf cleanup for the fall, but
Okay.
we're waiting and seeing.
Okay. Any other questions?
Just a comment, Mr.
Yes, go ahead.
Mayor. No, I just like to add my 2 cents. I think the sweeper in the summer is the equivalent of a snowplow in the winter. I mean, we really need it. People want their street done, they want it swept, they want it cleaned up. So I think that we need it, yeah, it's a good move.
Yep. And we need to get lines done. And we can't do them unless we sweep stuff. Okay. Any other questions? Okay. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Reminded. Carried. Next, Councillor Chason, we have a proposal for Phase 2, the box culvert at St. Mary's Brook.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. City of Corner Brook requested a proposal from Anderson Engineering Consultant Limited for prime consultant services for engineering design contract administration inspection services required for Phase 2 of the rehabilitation of the concrete box culvert for St. Mary's Brook. The existing 4x4 concrete box culvert on St. Mary's Brook at Curling Street is failing and requires repair. Under Phase 1, a new head wall was constructed with repairs along the interior of the concrete culvert. Phase 2 will include improvements to the interior of the concrete structure, requiring to maintain integrity and the existing concrete box structure. Project will include removal of an adjacent abandoned and dilapidated concrete bridge, which is a serious safety hazard. Phase 2 work is considered integral to the Phase 1 work. The resolution is be it resolved, Council of the City of Corner Brook approved a proposal from Anderson Engineering Limited in the amount of $16,404.75. HST is included in that for consulting services related to St. Mary's Brook Box Culvert Rehabilitation, also known as Phase 2. I so move.
Thank you very much. Seconder on that.
Second, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you. Questions on this item? Fairly straightforward, I think. Right? Okay. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Counterminded? Carried. Thank you. Next, Councillor Granter, we have a PCA now for the Steady Brook water and water and wastewater, or just water?
Water.
Water PCA. Trying to trick me. Yes, Councillor Granter, is that you? Yes.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Mayor. The town of Steady Brook has had continual problems with its water supply and recently commissioned a study into ways to improve the system. One of the options coming out of the study was to connect to the Corner Brook system. Staff has been approached by the town of Steady Brook regarding the potential of investigating the feasibility of supplying the town of Steady Brook from Corner Brook water supply system. As this could potentially benefit both parties, staff requested a proposal from CBCL Limited to conduct a feasibility study. Besides the obvious infrastructure challenges, the capacity of the Corner Brook system to supply the needs of Steady Brook would have to be explored. The full cost of the study is estimated at $45,500 plus HST. Full funding for this project has been approved under the Provincial Water and Wastewater Initiative Fund. Be it resolved that the Council of the City of Corner Brook approve the prime consultant agreement from CBCL Limited in the amount of $51,750, HST included, for consulting services related to the Steady Brook feasibility study. So moved, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you. Seconder?
Second
Okay. Questions on this one? This is a follow-up from our last meeting.
Time frame, Mr. Mayor, the time frame?
Mr. Chutters?
I'll have to get back to you on that. I do not know the time frame.
Okay. Thank you. Any other questions? No, this seems, again, a logical step. Hopefully, again, we can help contribute to the regionalization of this area and share services where it makes sense for everyone. I'll call the question. All those in favor?
Aye.
Counterminded? Carried. Next, Councillor Chason, we have some reallocations for our multi-year capital.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. The City and the Department of Municipal Affairs have agreed to amend the current Schedule A's for the 2014-2017 and 2017 to 2020 multi-year capital to reflect the revised amounts of listed projects. The background on this is in 2014 and 2017, the City and the Department of Municipal Affairs agreed upon projects and expected costs to be included in the 2017 to 2020 MYC funding agreement. Since that time, many of the projects have been completed and the actual costs in some cases are different than the amounts originally anticipated. In order to fully utilize the funding and to receive maximum funding on the MYC projects, a reallocation of the funds by the project is required. As a result of this allocation, there is no change to the total amount of funding from municipal affairs. The amount of funding required from the city or the projects to be funded. The only change is the amount of funding allocated to specific projects. The resolution, be it resolved that Council of the City of Corner Brook accept the cost shared funding as outlined in the Transportation Infrastructure Project Approval Letter dated May the 12th, 2021, to complete projects under 2014 to 2017 and 2017 to 2020 Municipal Infrastructure Agreement Amendment. The Corner Brook City Council authorizes the mayor and city manager to sign the 2014 to 2017 and 2017 to 2020 municipal infrastructure agreements with the Department of Transportation Infrastructure on behalf of the city of Corner Brook. I so move.
Thank you. Seconder on that one?
Second, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you. Questions? Again, this is a pretty standard one. We've seen this many times as we go through the process through multi-year capital. Okay. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Counterminded? Carried. Councillor Staben, we have purchase and sale agreement, 53 Lundrigan.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Mayor. Back in 2014, the City of Corner Brook and the developer entered into an agreement to purchase and sale. It was dated at that particular time, November 26, 2014, for land located at 53 Lundrigan Drive. The proposed development was to construct a single cold storage building. The land was finally conveyed to the developer on May 15, 2018. Currently, no development has taken place other than the initial grubbing and backfilling. Therefore, the developer has failed to meet the conditions outlined in the purchase and sale agreement, which was to complete the foundation for the proposed building and the necessary site working required for the foundation within a 12-month period of closing. Developer then agreed to consolidate 53 Lundrigan Drive with their 55 Lundrigan Drive property with the following conditions. To apply to the City of Corner Brook to consolidate 53 and 55 Lundrigan Drive within 45 days of the execution of the amended agreement. To have the building located on 55 Lundrigan Drive sheeted in, which refers to finishing the shell of the building, which would include but not limited to siding, the roof, man doors, overhead doors, and windows. This development must be completed on or before December 31st, 2021. If the developer fails to meet these conditions, then the City of Corner Brook may be obligated to demand that the developer transfer all right, title, and interest in and to 53 Lundrigan Drive, together with any all developments then completed by the developer to that date, free and clear of all liens, charges, and encumbrances to the City of Corner Brook for the sum of $32,500, with no additional compensation to the developer for any improvements. Therefore, Mr. Mayor, be it resolved to approve the execution of the amendment agreement between the City of Corner Brook and EJ Property Holdings Limited for the land located at 53 Lundrigan Drive. So moved, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you. Seconder on that one.
Second.
Thank you. Questions?
Question, Mr. Mayor.
Go ahead.
Yeah. The developer is fully aware of the last bullet that I just read out, so he's in concurrent agreement.
And Mr. Park can come to the microphone with his, oh my goodness, try not to be distracted.
I think we need to get a Zoom in first on my journey before I answer the question.
Mr. Mayor, there's lots of grab outlets in Corner Brook.
This is, point of order.
Yeah, the developer is aware of this agreement, and they've seen this agreement before it came to council for approval.
Okay, thank you. Yes, go
Quick
ahead.
question too, while Dale's at the podium. Just want to keep him there with that Montreal Canadiens jersey. In that last paragraph, if the developer fails to meet these conditions, then it goes on to say, then the City of Corner Brook may be obligated to demand that the developer transfer all rights. May be obligated to demand that the developer transfer all rights. To me, that seems ambiguous. What do we mean there? The City of Corner Brook may be obligated.
Yeah, the city may obligate, I guess, the developer to transfer the land to us. So if we've had a couple of these instances over the past couple of years where land, there was purchase and sale agreements, development didn't take place as we had expected, so we're trying to set some conditions there to enforce that. In this case here, if the work is not done by December 31st, then the developer would be obligated to return the land to the city. We would return the money back to the developer.
But it's a may clause, not a shall clause.
But it's our discretion.
It's our, but city's discretion.
Is that our discretion?
Yeah.
If there's some reason, if there's an extenuating circumstance that the city is satisfied with it, then it may choose to not exercise that clause. If there is no justifiable reason for it, then the city could certainly, I would expect the city to exercise that clause.
Thank you, Mr. Park.
Mr. Mayor, I think you're just trying to get a power play going there between two.
But I think, Mr. Mayor, that's why I asked if the developer understood the last bullet, because
Yes.
that's very important.
Yeah, and that's right, and we do, of course, as we know, with a lot of that land, do put conditions on the purchase and sale to develop it to a certain extent. This one, it looks like it's been on the go since about 2014, I think. 2014. Yeah, we recently had to take action to make sure, I guess, to a developer that didn't develop the property, and of course, that's for economic development purposes. If you don't develop anything there, there's no benefit to the community, there's no tax benefit to the city. So that's why we do it.
And especially now, I guess, over the past couple of years, there's been a lot of demand for land in the industrial park, and we're actually getting quite short on land in there, so we want to make sure any land that is sold is being developed.
Absolutely. Okay, any other questions? Okay, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Contraminded? Carried. We have another very, I think it's exciting proposal here. Councillor Carey, would you tell us about the O'Connell Drive proposal?
Mr. Mayor, land management was approached by multiple proponents who requested to purchase the city land located on O'Connell Drive near the Daddy Daw Memorial Soccer Pitch. After review of the land that was determined to be developable, Mr. Mayor, after review, the land was determined to be developable, and due to the city policy, the land must be sold publicly. The method of sale chosen was a request for proposal. The land in question has an area of 2.96 hectares or 731 acres with a frontage of 2.68 meters or 880 feet along O'Connell Drive. The request for proposals was finalized and advertised publicly. It closed on August the 2nd, 2019 at 12 noon p.m., which resulted in 2 submissions. Discussions have been ongoing with the preferred proponent as a result and has resulted in a purchase and sale agreement. Therefore, be it resolved to approve the execution of the purchase and sale agreement with Valley View Estates Limited for the sale of city land issued under the O'Connell Drive request for proposals. I so move, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you. Seconder?
Second that.
Thank you. Questions on this one? So just to be clear, I guess, for the public, this is not Daddy Da Pitch. We're not selling Daddy Da Pitch, to be clear. In fact, this is a way to enhance that property, as far as I can tell, around that property.
He was turned over in his grave if he sold it.
Yes.
Just looking at the proposal, Mr. Mayor, it seems like it's going to really help it, Daddy Daw Pitch down there, with the new development down there. We got planned and that, so it's good news.
And to be clear, I guess the proposal itself is for housing development. So it would be a new subdivision there of mini homes. So small, I think it's minimum 400 square foot, 40 square meter homes, I think, in the documents there.
It is many homes, I can't remember the size.
Yeah. So it's not, it is smaller lots, but it is again, we are in desperate need of affordable housing in the city. So,
Excuse me.
okay.
I would imagine too, putting the water back there last year or the year before, whenever they did that, you know, that really helped in that development.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Good stuff. Any other questions? Okay, all those in favor? Aye. Contraminded? Carried. Excellent. Another excellent story, Councillor Chason, multi-year capital works. We finally got it, and we have some projects.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. The engineering staff require a motion of council to officially submit projects for the 2020 to 2023 multi-year capital works, which called a 3-year allocation. The provincial government has pre-approved funding for the city of Corner Brook in the amount of $4,567,513 for the 2020 to 2023 multi-year capital works program. We are required to provide a list of projects to the provincial government by June 18, 2021. And as a result, staff met to discuss the projects that could be submitted, and a list of proposed projects are shown in Appendix 1. The costs shown are a reasonable estimate of the probable cost. The resolution, be it resolved that the Council of City of Corner Brook authorize staff to submit the projects listed in Appendix 1 for the 2020 to 2023 multi-year capital program. I so move.
Thank you. Someone would like to second that?
Second, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you. Questions on this item? Again, another, for the benefit of everyone watching, this is our multi-year capital, so we do get to be able to spread out a number of projects, and we have some flexibility here. So the proposed project list includes the Johnson Avenue Pond. We're going to drain the swamp, hopefully. So it's good to see that on the list finally. I know that those residents have been waiting a long time to get that project done. And another number of retaining walls, some Blackwoods Hill culvert needs to be done, big project there, and a number of intersection improvements, PRVs. This is our bread and butter funding. It's very important.
Can I ask a question?
Yes, go ahead.
Retaining walls, I see that there's 3 left here on our project proposal for next year or whenever we get our money. How many more retaining walls do we have? Because I thought our retaining walls were just finished when we did a couple last year.
Mr. Charters?
Through you, Mr. Mayor, we are doing 3 this year. I don't have the number of ones that are remaining, but I will check on that and get back to you.
Okay.
Okay. Any other questions?
Yeah, one quick question. I know it's only been 3 or 4 hours since the provincial budget was brought down today, and with regard to the state of the economy in the province and total debt. Is there anything in the budget today provincially that has an impact on provincial funding for any of these projects? There's nothing in the budget, in this new budget, just nothing that you folks read into it? Nothing at all?
It seems like all infrastructure spending is on course
For this year?
as it, so the budget amounts, I don't think were anything new that I could tell. Mr. Park? There's nothing new there. I think it was just staying the course on their commitments.
Very much staying the course.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, any other questions? Okay, let's take a vote. All those in favor? Aye. Contraminded? Carried. Congratulations, Johnson's Avenue. You won't be able to mock fish up there in a few years. Next, the West Coast Cycling Association grant. Councillor Buckle.
Yes, Mr. Mayor, staff was approached by West Coast Cycling Association to discuss the potential for a partnership to develop cycling, hiking trails in and around the city. West Coast Cycling Association is a local non-profit organization that has developed many kilometers of trails over the years using a group of trained and highly motivated volunteers to build those trails. The specific trail section discussed would start at the Grenville campus of MUN and would connect to the new acute care hospital shown below. Although the original funding ask was significantly higher, staff is prepared to provide a grant to West Coast Cycling Association in the amount of $20,000 in order to support the development of this 1.5-kilometer trail section. Mr. Mayor, be it resolved that the Council of the City of Corner Brook approve the real allocation of the community development
Lost your spot.
community and engineering development plan, I guess, and the 2021 operation funding to provide the West Coast Cycling Association with a grant valued at $20,000, which will aid in the development of a cycling hiking trail from Grenfell campus to the new acute care hospital. I so moved.
Second, Mr. Mayor.
Seconded. Okay, questions on this one?
I guess, Mr. Mayor, I think we still have some funding in the grant category for this, Mr. Park.
Yeah, and I don't know what pot of money Mr. Charters had in mind for this, but it might be something in CEDP specifically.
Right, we're looking through our operating budget. One is travel for this year, for example, and the other one, I do have a small fund for studies and such, so we feel comfortable granting this to you.
Okay.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you. Oh, sorry, did I miss that?
I did,
Yes,
Mr. Mayor.
Councilor Carey did, yeah. Yeah, any other questions there? Yeah, this is like the Ginger Root, Curry Climb, that same group, of course, and now with the new hospital, I expect that area will become very, you'll be able to bike down.
Coming down is not so bad, going over is
Excellent. Okay, if there are no other questions, I'll take a vote. All those in favor?
Aye.
Contraminded? Carried. Councillor Staben, tax sale auction.
Yeah, just a question, Mr. Mayor, before I start.
Yes.
You want me to list out the properties, or would I stop beforehand?
No, Mr. Park is vigorous. I can't tell if he's despairing his shirt choice tonight, or he's saying no. Well, we'll go with no, you shouldn't do it.
The properties weren't intended to be on in the package, so.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. And Mr. Park, Land Management has started the process for the next tax sale auction. A total of 19 properties are on this list for this year. We're in the process of posting and mailing the 60-day notice of arrears. 15 have been posted and mailed. If no arrangements are made within the next 60 days, then a 30-day notice of auction will be posted again. If there are still no arrangement made after 30 days, then each property will be brought to the auction. And below are the timelines, the 2021 tax sale auction, and a list of the properties. So I think this is for information purposes, Mr. Mayor. The only thing is, when we had our F&A meeting, I see one property that's not listed here, which was on, am I correct, Mr. Park? Windsor Street?
Yeah, I guess.
I knew I'd get you up.
There's various processes in order to review the properties before they can go under tax sale. And one of them is actually getting a title search back. So in some cases, if we don't get the title search back in time, then we're not able to proceed. So rather than solve the whole process, we chose to go ahead with the properties that we already had.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Park. And the reason I asked the question was two people asked me if that was on the list.
Yeah, we've identified it, but it didn't make the list.
And I'll leave it to your imagination. Who asked?
There you go. Any other questions on that? We've been successful, I guess, with our auctions the last number of years. And, but of course, we like to exhaust any opportunities for the owners to get their property back in their hands, so.
Yeah, and we've had some property owners already, since they've been served with the notice, making arrangements for a payment plan. So which is, at the end of the day, the best outcome is for the taxes to be paid.
Excellent. And despite his sweater, he's not heartless.
Nothing like shaking the tree, Mr. Mayor, and see what falls.
Yes, absolutely. Okay, any other questions there while we have Mr. Park? No? Okay, good. Next, we have the crematorium application at 167 Country Road. Deputy Mayor.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. The City of Corner Brook has received an application on March the 8th, 2021, requesting permission to construct a crematorium at the rear of an existing building, Country Haven Funeral Home, located at 167 Country Road, Corner Brook, NL. The lot is located in a community service zone where the proposed use, crematorium, is considered a discretionary use of the City of Corner Brook's development regulation. The application was advertised to the public using the Western Star newspaper, the City of Corner Brook website. 155 notice to occupant letters were encompassed in a 250-meter radius from 167 Country Road. The city did receive 9 submissions of support and 86 submissions that opposed the application. Staff did consider many other options for the application beyond the submission from the public. They are as follows. Referral from the City of Corner Brook's Planning Department, letter from a local law firm, other municipalities' current zoning regulations for crematoriums, letter from the Province of Newfoundland Department of Environment, Climate Change, and municipalities, emissions report and data information submitted by the applicant, crematoria emissions and air quality impact study report published in March 24, 2020 by the National Calibrating Center for Environmental Health. During the public consultation, one of the most common issues highlighted by the public was emissions generated and possible negative effects on neighboring areas. Based on the emissions report from the same unit, Power Pack 2 Plus, and having the results analyzed by the Department of Environment and Climate Change, it has concluded that the unit is compliant with the ambient air quality standards for the province of Newfoundland. As a result, it is recommended that the authority approve the application for the purpose of crematorium at 167 Country Road, subject to the conditions that are followed: best practices, industry standards, preventive maintenance program, annual inspections, and occupation health and safety programs. Be it resolved that the Council of the City of Corner Brook, that Council in its authority approve the application for the proposed crematorium at 167 Country Road, Corner Brook, NL. I so move.
Thank you. Someone like to second that? Thank you. Questions on this item?
Quick question, Mr. Mayor.
Yes, go ahead.
They say, it stated that there was a letter from the lawyer, but it's not in our package. I don't know if it should have been there because the rest of the information is in it, but I couldn't find, maybe, now my iPad is not working, so I'm just relying on.
No, it's not there in the background. I think it's referred to in the memo from
It's
staff.
referred to in the memo, but it didn't put it in the background information. It's one of the things is missing.
Yeah, maybe Mr. Charters, you could give us some idea of what the nature
What
of
was
that
it about?
was?
Right.
I believe council was copied on that letter initially when it came out. We did summarize the issues resulting from that letter in the memo. We just didn't feel we needed to include it in the package.
Okay. Question?
If I may,
Yes, go ahead.
the letter from the lawyer, while it was written by a lawyer, it talked about emissions issues, devaluation of properties. So, it's not for me to say whether it was a legal letter, but it was more about a person representing the complaints of a bunch of, of the people who were adversarial to the project. So, it was included as a item, as same as anybody's individual objection. That's how we ranked the letter, because it wasn't about, and the difference is, it wasn't about you've done something procedurally or legally wrong. It was about,
That's what I wanted to ask.
Yeah, so.
Thank you.
And I guess there were other materials not included as well that we received. Like all the sufficient residents weren't in our package.
That's right.
But I think we received them directly in most
We did,
cases.
yeah.
Okay, yes, go ahead, Councilor.
Yeah, no, Mr. Mayor, I'm glad to see that the province has come back with something on for us as far as air quality standards are concerned. Because in 2017, that was a major issue for the council of that day, and that there was nothing back from the province that we could sort of use as an indicator of safety and emission standards and so on. So from that perspective, it's good to hear that the Department of Environment is on the case, so to speak, for lack of a better way of putting it.
Absolutely. Any other questions? Yes, go ahead.
Mr. Mayor, I got a few comments to make. The proponent, I really believe, is a good company, good people to work there, and I've had personal experience with them, and nothing but professional people. The report we see here tonight that was written by Juliet O'Keefe, the National Collaborating Centre of Environmental Health. Is that the first time we've seen this? Was that in any of our previous packages, or is that something new that arrived in our package since Friday? It was included in Friday, but any of the previous information that we've seen leading up to tonight, was that piece of information provided to us prior to this package?
I don't,
Because it looked new to me.
it is a recent report. I believe the date on it is 2020.
So we received it on Friday, so I had a chance to read through it briefly, and I'm no science expert, but there was at least 3 points in the report that jumped off the page to me, and I'll beg some time just to read those 3 points. And they are evidence of release of radioactive particles and this report was written in March 2020, so it's fairly new. So evidence of release of radioactive particles following cremation of deceased patients who have been treated with radioactive substances, example, cancer treatments, has not been widely studied, but has been passed on as an emerging area of public interest and concern. It goes on because it's an 8 or 10 page article. Few studies of crematoria emissions have measured ambient concentrations of air pollutants or modeled the predicted exposure. It also goes on to say, the level of exposure to these pollutants caused by crematoria has not been widely studied. So that's the third time in that article it talks about not being widely studied. A review of the literature found only one study that investigated health outcomes amongst residents living in proximity to the crematorium. It goes on to talk about the particles, PCDDs and Fs, et cetera, and which is beyond my scope of knowledge and understanding. We do have a petition. There was petitions that were submitted. There were 206 residents, I understand, that had signed the petition, and I think we were all given copies of that, and it was put on the agenda tonight that there were 86 talked about in the area that wished not to proceed. 9 were supportive. The question I have for staff would be, and again, I commend the company, really good people that work there. But we have 206 residents who signed a petition that we all saw, and 86 that are wrote the city. Have we as a city, and I haven't sat down and had any discussions with the proponents, but have we as a city, we talk about land and land use, and we talk about, and even this morning, I got a chance this afternoon to look at an updated email. There was an updated email that came in this morning, and I guess it went to all councillors, that talked about the use of that piece of property that the proponent has, if it could be switched out with another piece of property in the city, whether it's in the industrial zone or in industrial park and those kinds of things. So as the city staff sat down with the proponents and looked at all other options. I know there's a business plan that the proponents would have for this particular crematorium, for that particular site. But as we sat down as a city staff, not necessarily previous to the first application, but in this process, to have that detailed discussion with the proponents based on something similar that came out in the email this morning with regard to that piece of land or another piece of land, whether that piece of land that they have, whether they keep it, or if it's used for a park setting or, a quiet area for, whatever it might be. But did we have that conversation, or we just look at the proponent and look at what was presented?
Mr. Charters, maybe you could tell us, I don't know, or Rodney, sorry, if there was any, is that land, would that be considered desirable for another use by the city?
We hadn't had those discussions. We simply took the application, at its face value. We told the proponent what the difficulties were with the application and what was right about the application. We know that they had to provide certain information. We asked them to provide the information so that we could have it evaluated by the provincial representatives, which is in the letter here. from the province. We didn't have any discussions about swapping out the land at all, no. When somebody puts an application in like that, we generally would have that conversation about approving what they've asked for, not approving.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I'm in total agreement with the crematorium. I think it's, with the information that's now out there, with, I believe that 80%, I think, in the research says that more and more people are getting cremated as opposed to the traditional burials. I understand that totally. And I think the city, us collectively, we need to work with the proponent to ensure that we do get a crematorium for the city. It's a non-regulated industry provincially, and I believe a non-regulated industry nationally, federally. So there are no regulations in place for crematorium within the province or within the nation. Different jurisdictions have their own regulations. Should we have regulation in place first before we approve a crematorium, or do we approve a crematorium and then put regulations in after? And again, I keep going back to the 206 residents and on that petition, and the 86 that took the time to write the city. And I'm not sure if others received any phone calls or not, but I recall numerous phone calls. I've sat on this council now for 4 years, and I'm not one to come into council and say that I've received phone calls if I didn't receive phone calls, but I remember numerous phone calls over the last little while on this, and I remember one or two on a Saturday afternoon a while back that individuals took the time to call and spend 45 minutes with me on the phone, and I just listened, which is what councillors should do. And again, I want to make sure that we've gone through every aspect of looking at this particular proposal from a city perspective. And again, to the proponent, I do agree that we need a crematorium, but at the same time, we have 206 residents that have concern, and I guess if it was in another part of the city, we probably would have gotten 206 residents from that particular area of the city. But I think we're all in agreement that we need a crematorium. That's just some points, Mr. Mayor, that I got. I'm not sure if anyone else got any points or not, but there's just concern from the residents that live in that area, and I want to know if there's a possibility that we speak to the proponents and see if there's an alternate spot in the city. They can carry out their business plan, we get the crematorium, or the residents of the city and the surrounding area get the crematorium, and that piece of land, whether they keep it and use it for some other use.
Mr. Mayor, if I can, before we, I'm going to ask for a ruling, if I can, Mr. Mayor, before I go any further, because I'm trying to, without making a comment in regard to the conversation that I had earlier this evening. Mr. Mayor, as you know, on the last council, there was a ruling made for individuals that lived in the area as to whether they were or were not in a conflict of interest. I came to you earlier this evening and raised it with you, and I guess I just want council to address that issue. I live in the area, and I just want the issue addressed whether I am or am not in a conflict of interest, as we talked about earlier, Mr.
Yeah, you wanted a ruling on conflict, so would someone like to make a motion as to Councillor Carey's, whether he's in a conflict of interest, and council can rule on that, we can continue to be. So would someone like to make a motion?
Excuse me, sir, wouldn't that also include you? You're still in the area, so.
I don't think I'm in a conflict, so I'm not.
I don't know either. I'm just asking for the ruling,
Okay.
Mr. Mayor, for the reasons we discussed earlier, Mr. Mayor.
Yeah. No, and again, I don't think I am, but if you feel you need a
No, I don't
motion to
think I am.
protect you, that's
I just want
fine.
the ruling.
All right, okay. So would someone like to make a motion, I guess, to the effect that Councillor Carey is in a conflict, and then we can vote on it? You can vote against your motion, but we just need someone to move it forward here.
So if I make the motion, I can vote against it?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll make the motion.
So he's in.
He's in a conflict.
Okay, a seconder?
I'll second.
There you go, seconder. Okay. Who thinks that Councillor Carey is in a conflict? Say aye. And not in a conflict? Contraminded?
Aye.
Okay.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
You're safe.
And as you know, for the reasons that I discussed with you this evening.
Yeah. No, that's good. That's just a bit of business there, but yes, go
Okay,
ahead, Councillor Jason.
I just want to follow up on what Councillor Granger said. I'm not going to go through the whole article that we just got in our package on Friday, because Councillor Granger did an excellent job pointing out some stuff. This certainly has gained a lot of interest and concern from the residents in the area. As Councilor Grantor said, I had numerous phone calls. I've had people stop me out in the community. They're upset. They're upset for many reasons. They said that they didn't buy a house next door to a crematorium, and they are afraid of, I guess, the unknown, some of the unknown facts that are out there. I agree, we do need another crematorium. We need one within our city, but probably not, I'm not in agreement that it would be in this area. And I guess as elected officials, we have to listen to the people who bring their concerns forth and bring them forward to us. And that's our job as a councillor, to voice the opinions at the council table. Thank you.
Yep, go ahead.
Yeah, if I could say a few words now. I too had calls and sat down and listened to people in there I knew for the last 40 years or more. One of the big things that I look at is that all these people signed the petition and that, they were worried about no inspections. Our staff right here will have annual inspections done on it. Maintenance checks or testing. We'll have a preventive maintenance program put in place for this crematorium to make sure it's done. And a lot of the people in there, the biggest concern they had was the risk of the emissions coming out of there. Right now, we have the analysis by the Department of Environment and Climate Change that has concluded that the unit is compliant with the air quality standards of the province of Newfoundland. So that tells me, or I feel confident enough now to be able to make a decision on this after reading all the information on it, and not only what the staff provided us, I read on it myself and everything and that. And yes, the unknown is frightening. People are frightened, they're not sure what's going to happen and everything. But I think in order to move ahead, sometimes we got to not worry about the unknown and just keep moving forward. Thank you.
Okay. Any other questions, comments?
I have one, Mr. Mayor.
Yes, go ahead.
I think probably our first or second year on council for this group, we had a situation where we were going to put a towing company in a residential area. And we had a meeting when we had a room full of people very concerned about safety of children, the 20-ton trucks backing in, and all this good stuff. And all I heard, or the majority of the message that was told to me was, it's a zoning thing. It's zoned for it. If it's zoned for it, then there's not much we can do about it. It's in the zoning. So my thing is, I don't see what the difference is here. If the last council or whoever didn't, after dealing with this, didn't make some kind of an effort to change the zoning, then that would have been it. All they had to do was change the zoning, and we wouldn't be here talking about it. I just don't, I get where everybody's coming from, where do you want a crematorium in your city? Is that the only one we have?
Yep. We have a pet.
We have a crematorium in Curling, I think, don't we?
Yep.
A pet crematorium.
Animal.
Yep.
That's one.
Yeah. Okay, right?
Not many,
So,
yeah.
no, I know,
Yep.
but I'm just
No,
saying,
that's right.
so when we start picking and choosing, I don't think it's up to me. I should have the right to say whether this goes or whether it doesn't go. I think we should go with the facts and make our decisions based on the facts. Just because this is a crematorium, and I get it. I have a son, my daughter-in-law, and my 2 grandkids live on Lynn's Road, right across the road from it. So I am concerned about the emissions. Big concern. But my thing is that I think if this is not the first time coming to Chambers, if this hadn't been fixed the last time, then these poor people wouldn't be going through this again. And the company wouldn't be spending all this money to get this done. Right? It's fine for us to sit back and say, I'm not sold on it. I get it. But we should have fixed this. If this is not going to go, this should have been fixed the last time. We shouldn't be putting the people of Country Road through this, and we shouldn't be putting that business through this. And just to turn it down.
Yep.
If we're going to do it,
Oh, sorry.
if it meets, it meets. If it don't, it don't.
Yep. Go
Mr.
ahead.
Mayor.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, just a couple of points, Mr. Mayor. And I guess I sat silently until the ruling was made. I did it similarly the last time that this was discussed on the previous council as well. And all of the points that were discussed previously on the previous council, and Councillor Buckle can certainly attest to it, and the other members that are here that were on that council, are all similar points that are being raised this evening. The issue with zoning, and I guess that's one that staff will have to answer, because I don't know the technical end of that, and maybe our CAO can shed some light on it. It's zoned as a discretionary use, meaning that the zoning area itself is not zoned specifically to allow for any type of a development. It's up to the discretion of council whether they approve it or don't approve it. And I guess the second part of that is that within a city, and this is, I guess, Mr. Mayor, where our CAO may help out a bit, is that you can't spot zone areas, because you're not allowed to do that. So with respect to previous councils, and I take the deputy's point very well, the hands are somewhat tied when you're into a discretionary use zone area, because it's there for that purpose, for council to exercise discretion over it. It's not, yes, it's immediately zoned, or no, it's not immediately zoned. And then for council to move and say, well, we can spot zone, you can't do that. So just for the clarity of the public, but it's a very valid point you're making, and I really appreciate it, because it's an area that maybe can be dealt with in the 10-year plan that we're looking at now, because all of those zoning regulations and rules and everything are back on the table again within that 10-year zone. And it's a valid point, and maybe it should be looked at and reviewed. That's the point I'll make, Mr. Mayor, because all the other points have been made, they've been made previous, Mr. Mayor.
Mr. Mayor, just one
Yes.
follow-up.
Go ahead.
Point. This comes from Councillor Buckle's good points that Councillor Buckle brought up a few minutes ago. In reference to the city taking on the responsibility to supervise, I forget the word they used, to go and review, see that things are operating the way it should be operating. Keep in mind, again, as I said, and it was a good point, that this is unregulated industry in the province, so there are no regulations. It's unregulated industry in Canada, so no regulations. We don't have regulations within our city, but yet we're going to use our own city staff at a cost. And we're taking on a responsibility that the province hasn't taken on. We're taking on a responsibility environmentally, air ambient, soil, water. So we're going to take on that investigative responsibility in an industry that's unregulated provincially and nationally, and we're going to take on that responsibility as a city at a cost to the taxpayers of the city for something that we don't have regulations on. So my point at the beginning was, why is it that, and Councillor Carey just brought up, why is it that, we're moving to perhaps approve this, but yet we don't have regulations on it? Whether we don't have regulation on that it should be built, say, 60 meters or 80 meters, 600 meters, and you go down through the report that I referenced at the beginning, talked about different regulations in different countries, the time of day, all those kinds of things. And I do know, because the presentation that the proponents made, and they talked about how many they would have, the times of day that they would use, and the kind of equipment, top-notch equipment. But yet, at the same time, we're moving towards approving something that we're going to put our city staff to inspect something that probably don't have any training in, we don't have any regulations on, that could cause problems. We're taking on a responsibility that, without the regulations, that could cause us some issues.
Mr. Mayor, can I just ask a question of clarity? And I know where Councillor Granter is coming from, but I'm not sure, and Councillor Buckle can certainly speak for himself, I'm not sure that's what I heard Councillor Buckle say. And I guess that's why I'm asking for the clarity around it, Mr. Buckle.
Just correct me if I'm wrong, Councillor
Mr.
Buckle.
Mayor,
Please
that's why I'm
do so.
asking for the clarity.
No, what I'm saying is that we have to move forward. We can't worry about things that could happen. I'm sure when this city started back in 1956, we didn't know how to make sure we were in between our boundary lines and that. We had to train someone in that. And I feel very confident now that if the province came out and said that it needs the emissions control, I'm confident enough with that right now. That's something that all of us were concerned prior to tonight, everybody. And if you read all the people that signed the petition, they were worried about the emissions. And we can only go by what the provincial government told us that, listen, it meets the emissions. And we can put in there that they might have to put up a 20-foot fence on the back of it to keep it closed in.
Mr. Mayor, that, I guess, just for further clarity, I don't think the city of Corner Brook, and I guess that is where I think Councillor Granter was coming from, and that's what I don't think I heard Councillor Buckles say. I don't think the city of Corner Brook are going to assume the role and responsibility, and that's why I'm asking for clarity around the supervision of maintenance, around whether or not there is a maintenance program in place, and whether or not they follow those various rules and regulations and maintenance procedures. Because that's the question, as I understand it, that Councillor Grant
Actually, just
asked.
to clarify that, Mr. Charters.
And I don't think I've heard Councillor Buckles say that, I guess is what I'm trying to
No,
say.
I guess and I think you're getting that from the recommendation
Yes.
itself.
Yeah.
So I said, as a result, it is recommended that the authority approve the application, subject to the condition that they follow best practices, industry standards, preventative maintenance, annual inspections, and occupational health and safety programs. And I guess the question is, I guess, those conditions, that so if they are stated as part of the permit, you know, I guess what is staff's responsibility with regard to that?
Through you, Mr. Mayor. Yeah, we wouldn't take on regulating per se. We would request reports to ensure that the proper maintenance has been followed, that they're, you know, that they're operating it as directed by the manufacturer, all those types of things. That's what we would ensure.
We don't, and I guess this is very important that you mention, though, our sphere of expertise here. One problem we have is that we do not regulate or emission standards, or we don't do those things. And we do rely heavily on the provincial government to do that. And I'll tell you that I've probably we've all spoken to the same residents throughout this, I'm sure, about their concerns here. And one of the concerns brought forward, and the main concern, quite frankly, has been the air quality issue. For me, if there's any question of air quality here, I think, and health, I think that it'd be a non-starter at all. The problem is, I guess, is that there has been a lot of ambiguity. And in the past, when this came to a vote before, to the previous council, I'm not sure that they were, and again, staff could probably let us know, but I don't think that there was a straight answer provided by the province on whether or not that followed emission standards. Is that correct? Yeah, now this time, I was, frankly, I was quite surprised at the letter provided by the provincial government, which stated unequivocally, based on the outcomes noted above, and if the unit is operated and maintained per the owner's manual, the department does not foresee any air quality issues with the installation of this unit. I firmly believe that you only do things that you're within your power. And when it comes to assessing the quality of the air that comes out of this, the authority here is the province, not the city. I do understand there are other concerns here. There is what you want to call it, but an ick factor, I guess, about having that kind of facility near your home. Again, while there have been concerns about property values and that, I haven't seen any evidence to prove that point at all. And there's a site plan attached to the background, the proposed location, and it is set far back on the property toward Bells Brook, down in the valley of it. And if you go there, I drive by it every day, and there is quite a bit of tree cover in the area. I'm not sure how visible it would be. So I think, for me, health is a non-starter, but the province has provided the green light here unequivocally, as far as I'm concerned. So this is, I think, where we need to focus our attention on other planning activities, and planning itself has referred this in a positive manner to the development team. So, Councillor Staben, you had a point?
Yeah, no, I was just going to make a comment, Mr. Mayor. In one of the calls that I had, the person stated that City of St. John's would no longer endorse crematoriums in city residents. But when I look at the municipality report here, the summary, and the last line for the City of St. John's The city has no plans to change these regulations at this time, and there are 3 crematories in St. John's currently. 2 of these are surrounded by homes. So obviously, that's misinformation. Well, it's not that important, but everything is important when the perception is out there that that needs to be needs to be verified, for lack of a better way of putting it. But when I look at that municipality's report, I see Gander, Stephenville, Mount Pearl, Paradise, and St. John's all have crematoriums in the community. Now, I'm not saying whether that's right or whether that's wrong. All I'm saying is that they're there now.
Okay, any other questions, comments? I think that thank staff. This has gone, we extended the consultation period for this application because we knew it was a sensitive application. And there was a lot of data here, so we thank the proponents and the people who had concerns alike for submitting their information. Councillor Chason is absolutely correct. A part of our job as councillors is to listen, but another part of our job as well is to make tough decisions like these, where it is difficult, I guess, and some people will not be pleased with these decisions, but we have to do them in the best interest of the city as a whole. So I thank you all for this, and if there are no further comments or questions, I'll call the question. All those in favor of granting the application, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Contraminded?
Nay.
Okay, three again. Okay, we got it? Good? Thank you. Carried.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Okay. Next, Councillor Carey. We have third-party and digital signage. So we brought a notice of this before, and it's a regulation change.
Mr. Mayor, and it's,
Oh, sorry. I
I
missed it.
skipped over something.
Yes, let's go back. Rescind order. We had a stop work order. Councillor Chason.
Caught me off guard, Mr. Mayor, because I was on that one.
Okay, I was on guard. Can we start?
Oh, yes, go ahead, please.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Since the previous meeting of council, the following order has been rescinded by the Department of Community Development and Planning, and therefore must be revoked by council pursuant to section 102(3) of the Urban and Rural Planning Act. The order number was 2021-01. The date of issue was April 29, 2021. Civic address 5 Burnt Hill Road. Violation, Part 1, Section 8 of the City of Corner Brook Development Regulation, section of the Occupancy and Maintenance Regulation. The order revoked is a stop work order, and the rationale is the owner has complied with conditions of the stop work order and obtained the required building permit. Proposed motion in accordance with section 102-3 of the Urban and Rural Planning Act. The following order is hereby revoked by council. I so move.
Thank you. Would someone like to second that?
Second, Mr. Mayor.
Oh, there you go. Clerk's decision there. Okay, any questions on this one? Great to see someone getting permits. That's good. It's always important, of course. So any questions? No? Okay, all those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Contraminded? Carried. Okay, now, Councillor Carey, on to the third-party and digital signage regulations.
Mr. Mayor, staff will be repealing the third-party digital sign regulation 2017 and replacing them with the third-party digital sign regulations 2021. Specifically, staff will be amending section 3.54, setback and separation distances for third-party digital signing as follows. The existing 3.54 states all third-party digital signage must meet the following setback and separation distances. A, 50 meters from the intersection with traffic signals. B, a line of site check must be approved by the City of Corner Brook. C, the distance between the digital ground and the pylon signs not located on the same lot shall be a minimum of 100 meters. And D, the distance between digital pylon and ground signs located on the same lot shall be a minimum of 30s. The new 3.54 will be, Mr. Mayor, section 3.54, setback and separation distances for third-party digital signage. All third-party digital signage must meet the following setback and separation distances. A, 50 meters from the intersection with traffic lights. B, A line of sight distance check must be approved by the City of Corner Brook. C, the distance between all third-party signs not located on the same lot, which is the change, Mr. Mayor, shall be a minimum of 100 meters. This measurement shall be taken along the roadway sight line as traffic flows. And D, Mr. Mayor, which is the other change, the distance between all third-party signs located on the same lot shall be a minimum of 30 meters. This measurement shall be taken along the road sight line as traffic flows. Mr. Mayor, in accordance with Section 39 of the City of Corner Brook Act, a notice of motion is required for the amendment, appeal, and passing of bylaws, regulations within the City of Corner Brook pursuant to the powers vested and by virtue of Section 249, 250, 251, 252, and 248, as well as 439 of the City of Corner Brook Act, RSL 1990, and C15, and all other enabling powers. The Council of the City of Corner Brook hereby repeals the City of Corner Brook third-party digital signage regulations 2017 and replaces it with the City of Corner Brook third-party digital sign regulations 2021.
Okay. Okay, would someone like to second that motion? What? Yeah, that was a motion.
That was the,
I'll second.
The language in the book, so you would move it, I assume?
correct, Mr. Mayor?
Perfect.
Yep.
So would you like to second that one?
I'll second.
Okay, perfect. Questions here? So really, this is just a typo that we're fixing here? Is that correct?
Yep.
Right? Yep. Yes, go ahead.
The regulations for sign, does this apply to individuals who want to put their signs on lawns during a municipal election? Or does it go for all signs?
Well, this is for signs, and I don't know the definition in the regulation, but this is for third-party and digital signs. And then in this case here, I think the change was made to include all third-party signs, not just digital ground and pylon signs. So whatever signage would apply, or whatever would apply would be, if it was a digital sign and was approved, I guess you wouldn't be able to put two on a lot smaller than 30 meters.
Okay, question now, can we put two of any signs, or 4 of any signs, or 10 of any signs on a lot? We can't.
This wouldn't apply to that, to
Okay.
those kind of signs.
No, that's what the question I asked, but I sort of didn't think I got the answer.
Yeah. This is for digital signs and third-party signs, like signs for, on behalf of advertising for someone else. Yeah. Any questions? Okay. Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Counter-minded? Carried. And last but not least, Federation of Canadian Municipalities Board of Directors, Deputy Mayor.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Municipalities of Newfoundland see that the FCM is up for election, and it is the City of Corner Brook's turn to submit the nomination. Whereas the Federation of Canadian Municipalities represents the interests of member municipalities on policy and program matters that fall within federal jurisdiction. Whereas the FCM's Board of Directors is comprised of elected municipal officials from all regions and all sizes of communities to form a broad base of support and provide FCM with the united voice required to carry the municipal message to the federal government. And whereas FCM's virtual annual conference and trade show will be held June the 1st to June the 4th, 2021, during which time the annual general meeting will be held and followed by the election of the FCM Board of Directors. Be it resolved, the Council of the City of Corner Brook endorsed Mayor Jim Parsons to stand for election on the FCM's Board of Directors for the period starting in June 21 and ending in June 22. Be it further resolved that Council assumes all costs associated with Mayor Jim Parsons attending FCM's Board of Directors meeting. I so move.
Second, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you. Questions on this one?
Quick
Yeah,
one.
go ahead.
You know, I guess the election's coming up. If somebody wasn't successful in becoming, say for example,
Yeah.
might beat around the bush. Say for example, you were not successful, would the next mayor just take over, or would it just
I
go
don't,
then to another
I
nomination?
don't know. Councilor Carey brought that up earlier.
Yep.
And I'm not sure, because this happens every 3 years. Typically, we rotate with
Mr. Mayor, my
Mount
understanding,
Pearl.
which is why I bought it.
Yeah.
My understanding after going back and looking at it is that it's a rotational piece.
Yeah.
And the clerk can probably clarify for us. It's a rotational piece between the city of St. John's, the city of Cornbrook, and the city of Mount Pearl, and it rotates in a 3-year cycle. So based on FCM rules and regulations, I'm assuming that it would just carry forward to the city of Cornbrook.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I would assume, yeah. I guess, I
It would
think
be
though,
that rotation of the cycle for hosting.
the board has to approve it. I think
Yep.
that's the only thing, so that's, yeah, I'm not sure about what their rules would be, like if you have to be elected. Like some of our service boards and things, you have to be an elected member to be on.
And that's, I guess, the conversation you and I had earlier, Mr. Mayor, because I wasn't sure on the rules either, what would or would not apply.
Yeah.
But I know it's just a 3-year rotational cycle.
Yep. Any other questions there? Nope. Okay. All those in favor?
Aye.
Counterminded? Carried. Okay. Yes, that's the end of our agenda. I will say, I could bring forward a motion that we should share for the Toronto Maple Leafs, but it might go down, around this table, it might go down in defeat, right? I'm not sure. Boston, we can't even vote for them yet. So anyway, enjoy the hockey game all. That being the end of the agenda, the meeting is adjourned. Thank you.
Yes.
About this program, we'd love to hear it. Email or call us, or send us your feedback through social media.